Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gomu Gomu No Talk podcast. This is episode number 25, right?
Yep, it's big 2-5.
Big 2-5. I'm your host, Lyle, and with me is our co-host, my boy, Austin. Say what's up, Austin.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, lads.
And if you're new to the show, this is basically just a podcast where we do weekly discussions on the newest chapters of the One Piece manga, and we also do discussions on the episodes too, if it's gonna be good. We also just basically just talk about all types of news, and we also do different kinds of videos. I guess we do a lot of things. Apparently, the more
Yeah.
that I listed out loud. Um, yeah, like I said, this is episode 25. You know,
Mhm.
chapter 1160. Man, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for about 6 months now, which is kind of crazy to think about. I remember when we started in March, I think.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, I didn't even think we'd make it this far.
Oh my god, dude. You have no idea. I mean, like
I thought,
we made a few changes since then that I
yes,
think
yeah.
it's definitely done a lot better in terms of like I guess the stuff we our discussions. But
Mm,
yeah, man, dude, 6 months is a long fucking time. 25 episodes
I
is
know.
crazy.
Honestly, I wasn't even sure if we were gonna make it through like 5 episodes. So to make it to episode 25 in like about 6 months, was definitely this was definitely more than I expected. But I'm glad that we're still
Oh yeah.
going and we're still having
Yeah.
fun with it.
This has been a lot of fucking fun. I've been
Mm-hmm.
having a lot of fun doing these. Yeah, man. I guess to like get into like just the meat and potatoes of today's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1160 is a fucking huge episode. I guess chapter.
Yes.
We've finally gotten to see more. We're getting more God Valley stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I talked about this in a few episodes ago. I didn't think we would get to God Valley, but apparently here we are.
Yeah.
Um. So I guess before we even get to the chapter, let's talk about the cover art.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Volume 42.
Yes.
Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, the Shrine to Odin and his companions overlooking the Flower Capital. I think it's a pretty cool just in terms of just art.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
I like
but
this one.
you know.
I feel like this is one of the it's like I mean personally I'm hoping that this is the last one we see of Yamato in doing her adventures in Wano or whatever, because it's just like what else is left, you know?
Yeah. I think we'd probably get like a few more chapters
Mhm.
of this cover art, one including Yamato deciding to set to sea.
Mm.
Hopefully. But like, I don't know if it's gonna be something Yamato does on her own, or a pirate crew stops by. I mean, there's a lot of ways Oda can milk this cover art, but man, I'm with you, dude. If unless one of those things happens, I
Mhm.
hope this is the last of what we'll see.
Yeah.
Because again, like, what else is there to do in Wano? Yamato successfully done Odin's pilgrimage, right? So
Mm. Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Okay, so I guess should we
Oh,
just jump into the chapter?
let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess I can start off, but so we kind of leave off. It starts where we leave off, and that's the continuing off with the God Valley incident, which is the title of the chapter. We see it's kind of they kind of gathered up all of the Davy clan members, and we can see there's a crowd of celestial dragons, and from the text we can find that for some reason it's like a generational thing, but the Davy clan is very disliked by the world government and the celestial dragons, and for what reason we are not too sure yet, and it seems maybe it's something similar to why the world government and the celestial dragons don't like the buccaneers, because we can see one of them call them out as in like, you guys are just more buccaneers, aren't you? I'm not sure what their relationship is or if they're kind of related to each other, but it seems that they're kind of treated the exact same way. And we get to see
Yeah.
a young Teach, as well as a few. It's actually a decent amount of members. It's like 5 or 6 of them there. Um, and right after this, we can see similar to the last chapter. It's Shanks and Shamrock's mom talking to Dragon, telling him that she'll be dead soon and that she needs someone to take her boys and raise them into men.
Oh my god,
Um
yeah, that shit
mhm,
is, man. Like I was like when I was reading this chapter, especially from the first page, it's like look how fucking scared young Teach is,
mhm.
right? And like I was like, someone mentioned this. I saw this on a comment on Reddit, but someone was saying that like maybe this is why they say that like Teach doesn't sleep because he looks so like what's the word, like like not mortified, but like
Eh,
scared,
I
and
can see
like maybe he gets
mortified,
like
yeah.
flashbacks.
Hmm.
I mean, I thought mortified would be more like embarrassed, right? But like
Yeah.
but he looks so scared that like I feel like maybe he just gets flashbacks
Hmm.
of just like look at it, like it's like everyone's throwing shit at him, everyone's saying like like he's calling him like a young kid like the most hated people, like it's like talk about how he's the danger to everybody, like I guess like it's kind of how everyone treated Robin growing up too, but this is like on a much more concentrated scale, you know.
Oh yeah.
um
100% I
so
agree.
like so right after, like Austin mentioned, we see, after we see Shanks' mom give them to Dragon, that's the last we'll probably ever see of Shanks' mom.
Hmm.
Uh they start the whole event, right?
Hmm.
We see that there's 13 super rare rabbits. I think that's, if I'm reading this correctly, that's the Davy clan. So that's the super rare rabbits. There's 13 of them. Oh, and then there's 150 regular rare rabbits, and I guess that points to Kuma as well. So since Kuma's a buccaneer, he's one of the rare rabbits as well.
Hmm.
And everyone's just basically scattered, and they're like, some of the people are like, are they actually gonna like start killing us? This is like actually what's gonna start happening. And then like all these celestial dragons are just like, yo, let's go, and everyone's like, everyone's like, yo, we just gotta hide. There's survive for 3 weeks. Come on,
Hmm.
man. You know damn well these celestial dragons,
Yeah, this is gonna be over in a
they're not gonna let
day.
you.
Like
There's no
the.
way. There's no way, even if you do live the 3 weeks, there's no way you'll actually live. Like you have to find. I think it was. I think it was Ivankov that had mentioned it like
Mhm.
chapters ago that like, there's no way you're gonna live this.
Yeah.
It's like you have to leave. You can't just survive the 3 weeks. They're gonna kill us after the
Hmm.
3 weeks. And this is like really, this is probably one of the most like dark like episodes because like we start seeing just celestial dragons and the gods knights too, right? Like Summers, Gunko, and uh
Shamrock.
Garling. It's not
Yeah.
Shamrock, Garling just start fucking killing everyone.
Oh wait,
um
yeah, that is
and
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why.
yeah, I
Whenever I
was like
see him, I
confused.
always think it's Shamrock for some reason now.
Yeah.
But no, you are
um
correct. But yeah, it's pretty much a massacre here on God Valley, and I mean, it's doomed for all these guys. There's no way, especially once Garling and the Holy Knights kind of go into action. Like you could see Gunko is literally just taking them out. Like not even focusing, just arrows straight through their body.
yeah,
I think it's funny that Killingham's actually kind of having some fun with it though. You can see he's kind of like casually. I don't.
he's a little goofy guy.
Yeah,
He's
he's kind of going with the flow. Hunting. He's like hunting this kid. But it's pretty much wraps for all of these slaves here, and I feel like knowing this, you can see. I feel like Dragon, witnessing all of this, he has like this kind of internal conflict with himself. You can kind of see the start of where he kind of strays away from the world government and his distaste for the world government up here, because while this is all happening, he actually he comes behind a celestial dragon who is hunting specifically Kuma, and I really like this part of the chapter. You can see that the celestial dragon takes aim at Kuma, and you know it's not too sure, but you see a shot, someone take a shot, and it ends up it's actually Dragon who kills the celestial dragon, which is
Mhm.
very fitting. Dragon killing a dragon.
Man, I didn't I didn't realize that like, I didn't, it's not that I didn't realize, but like, now that we know like dragons in this island, like, do you think that like, man, I mean they must have known, right? Like Ivankov and Kumo found out later on that Dragon was on this island too. Like later, like probably why they got more
Yeah.
fond of like working for him in the Revolutionary Army. But
Mm,
it's like really cool. Like you just start this whole chapter that like we see Dragon just even though like he's kind of just like a marine at this point in his
mm,
life, he does his very best in trying to just save as many people as he can. He's literally just a guy with a gun,
mm-hmm,
and he's out here just like shooting down like celestial dragons. He knows like he even says it like if he goes against them, his whole crew and probably himself too will just get beheaded,
yep.
and he does not give a fuck. He's just not that he doesn't give a fuck, but like he's just doing what he thinks is right. Like
Mm,
he's got hope.
yeah.
He sees and I really do like that about Dragon because a lot of people have been calling him a fraud, and I've been like standing firm of just like we just gotta wait and see because this guy is a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
Um, and like shortly after this, we see this is part of the chapter where everyone just starts pulling up,
Oh
right? So
yeah.
the first one we see is the Rocks Pirates, and there's one guy that fell left behind is Wang Ji,
Mm-hmm.
and we know why he left me, why he left behind. He knew he was the rat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love this cover, this not this cover spread, this
This
double page spread
yes.
because we see like at first from the first glance of what this looked like without rocks. And now we finally get to see it, like them arriving at God Valley with rocks. Dude, this is I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Um my boy, I love the thing I love the most is like I always love seeing every time we see Captain John, he's just chugging down some
Wine or
wine
whatever.
or like
Yeah.
yeah, whatever the fuck it is. And he's always talking about treasure. And it's just like
Mm.
Captain John's fucking treasure, dude. So we see them and they start pulling up. Um the fucking people the South Strikers are like if you let them touch us, we'll hang you guys by the neck. Navy do something, and like as they're doing that, Dragon's like running away with Shanks and Shamrock.
Mm.
And another pirate group also pull up, and it's fucking Roger,
Yeah.
and he's just like, I'm gonna go rescue Shaki. You guys have no chance.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the treasure instead. I'm gonna go get Shaki,
Yeah.
which I think
He's
is
focused on one thing only, you know.
he's yeah. I also went past this too. Like I thought it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool touch that we see. Um, man, the whole time this is going on, Shanks and Shamrock, they're just staying quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm not one that like likes to look into things, but like, yo, all I'm saying is Shanks has been aura farming since he was a little kid. Bro.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This dude, this dude is like, yeah, there's this whole commotion going on.
Dude, a
I don't
street
give a fuck.
massacre, like all these crews are like pulling up,
You, but you, but
everything's
you,
exploding around them, and they're just chilling, looking at Dragon.
but you know what? I think like if I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
um their first appearance as them as kids, they were crying before we got the close up. But I might be
Mm-hmm.
wrong. I might be thinking of
I'm
something else,
actually,
but
yeah, I don't really remember, to be
but
honest.
I do think it's like Oda might be like trying to hint at something here, but just the fact, oh, these guys are fucking, But let's see.
These guys are locked in, yeah. But again, right after the Roger Pirates pull up, we also see that the Holy Knights kind of all group up and they kind of take their stand to to defend against the Roger Pirates as well as the Rocks Pirates. I love the spreads of the captain with all their crew behind them. Here we see it's specifically Garling and then all the Holy Knights. I don't think we know all the names of these guys, but we can see killing him behind them. But that's killing him, right? That is killing him, right? Or is that somebody else?
No, no, that's somebody else. It
Oh,
is. I
really?
had to double check. I
Yeah.
double checked the what's it called the Holy Knights
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's somebody else.
page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually somebody. I think that's somebody new that we haven't seen before.
Okay, because I know we saw this
So the
person in
other
the last few
person,
chapters, but I didn't know if it was killing
so,
him or not. Uh-huh.
so the other person with the hat we've
Mm-hmm.
seen before.
Yes.
There's just no name. The lady we've seen before, but
Mm-hmm.
there's no lady in this one. The guy with the guy in the back.
Yeah,
We
I don't
haven't
even
seen him
know
before.
what this guy is. He
Looks
look
like
kind of.
I was gonna say it looks like a fishman, but like, dude.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but dude, I love this spread. You know, Shamrock just standing holding his sword as they're about to defend against the Roger Rocks Pirates. But again, you know, you would think, you know, who else could show up at this point? You know what other commotion could they stir up? And immediately right after this, we see that the Rocks Pirates are starting to wreak havoc on the island, and you see one man, you know, one arm with a cannonball and a huge explosion, and you could tell immediately because we get a panel of Rocks and Roger reacting to this, and they both look I don't know how to describe it. They look, it's not like concerned, but they definitely don't like this guy. Yeah, and it's none other than Garp, and he is the last to show up. But Garp is officially here, and I love how, you know, Garp the hero, as soon as he pulls up, all the Marines are just like, "We're saved! Like he's here. Everything's gonna be fine," you know.
Dude, that motherfucker's a villain, bro. The way, oh my god, it's like I've always hated how just Garp just like I guess just looks sometimes,
Mhm.
but because he's just like big as hell, like no legs,
Yeah.
and just like small ass head. It pisses me off sometimes, but dude, I just think like it's so sick. Like it's just like this is where everyone starts pulling together. I don't know if there's any more players to pull up to the God Valley that we haven't seen before, that I haven't
Mhm.
seen yet. But like I'd love to see it. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Like what do you think's gonna happen in the next
Mm,
like what do you okay, so like what do you think's gonna happen in the next like chapter? Like what we're
next
gonna see?
chapter.
Do you think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a lot more action.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be all action. I mean, because I know you were saying like earlier a second ago, like, you know, who else? Like I don't know if anybody else is gonna show up or not, but like from what we know about the God Valley incident, these are all the players in the God Valley incident, you know, and this is their entrance. You know, we got Rocks, we got Roger, we got Garp, and the Holy Knight's already there. So like as far as we know, this is pretty much everyone. But again, we could very much be surprised, similar to I guess like last chapter where we do find out that Dragon was on this island. Maybe there are some other players, but I think in the next chapter, if we're not introduced to any new players in this, it's probably just gonna be action. And my bet would be something along the lines of what's it called? Some sort of clash between Garling and Rox, or Rox and Garp, or you know, Roger Garp, Roger Garling. Like, I think they're gonna start clashing next chapter, and I hope they
Man,
do.
I shit, that's what I think so too. But like um how do you okay, so how do you think it's gonna like it's all gonna play out? Like you think like why do you think
Mhm.
how do you like why do you think it ends up being like Roger and Garp versus and I guess
Mm,
Garling too versus like Roger? Like how do you think that's gonna happen? And do you think
mm.
like Whitebeard's gonna end up like betraying him like everyone says that happened? Because like
Whitebeard.
we don't yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure. Again, I feel like you mentioned this maybe last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago, but I definitely think something's gonna happen where I think that Garling or some Holy Knight or Celestial Dragon is going to kill Rox's baby mama, you know, and maybe threaten to kill his son, and I think that's where Rox pops off, you know, and then again, I'm actually really curious as to see how the Roger Garp team up occurs, you know, because
But
I don't
like
really
I don't
see a
think
connection yet, unless Rox just says screw it, and he goes for Shaki too, like Shaki somehow gets involved, you know,
I
in
don't
all
know
this.
like if there's anything I learned about like from this whole chapter, I mean this whole like saga is that like I guess there's really nothing we can like trust from what I guess what Sengoku said before.
Hmm.
There is like a chance that like what Sengoku said about like Garp and Roger teaming up. Could be
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Do you? Because as I was reading this, I'm
Because
starting to think that that might be like BS, or like that's just what the. Well, I guess,
that was the cover up.
but
That
that's the
was
thing
like just,
is, but that's not known to the public though. That's why Garp is called the
but like,
hero. Like only Sengoku told, like he told them because none of the Marines knew. Remember?
I
And
don't know how.
like
I don't know how they like. What's it called? How it connects. That's
yeah,
the problem.
I really like from the last few chapters. I don't know how it connects or like what what incentive Roger would have to kind of team up with Garp and go against Rocks, you know, unless unless it's for against Shaki, you know, at this point.
I don't. Do you think Oda's gonna triple down on the Shaggy bit with Roger? Because Zebek has beat the allegations. Zebek had a whole child
Oh
while this was
yeah.
happening.
Hmm.
This was before Shaggy got wifed up, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure if Shaggy like didn't end up with Rayleigh,
Hmm.
probably around the time he had Ace, he probably still would have been simping this whole time. But I'm just saying, it's just like, well, I'm like trying to think about like what would have happened. Like I do, like I know mentioned earlier in a few episodes ago that like maybe had something to do with Blackbeard's, not Black- yeah, I guess Blackbeard's mom, Sebek's baby mama,
Hmm.
that put him into a fit of rage.
Yeah.
But I can't see um Zebek being like the guy that like loses everything to his emotions. I think
Mm.
he seems like a pretty like calculated, not
Yeah.
just calculated, but like he seems like a pretty
He's
like
very reasonable, I feel
sustained.
like.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
reasonable guy, and if something like that happens, I'm
Hmm.
sure like he would be. I don't know. That is his baby mama.
But I think not only is it his baby mama, but this is the rest of the clan, the Davy clan. You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't
that's
think any of these people survive besides Blackbeard. So
yeah,
maybe
probably
that
not.
will also be like a contributing factor, like seeing the rest of his lineage or like his I guess his clan get wiped out. Maybe that also plays a factor into like what could drive him over the edge. But I do agree with you. I think something's gonna happen to his baby mama, 100%. And I think that whether that or some other catalyst will occur. But I mean, personally, I'm trying to see Rocks go all out. You know, like go crazy with it, and then maybe that
Dude,
will cause Roger.
maybe this motherfucker doesn't
Yeah,
even die, bro.
bro.
Maybe
Yeah,
this motherfucker.
like
I don't
something
know.
crazy is definitely gonna happen within. And I mean, again, I personally felt like this chapter was just a very build up chapter. Like from the start to finish, like it's not to say that nothing much happened, but nothing like we already knew all this occurred. You know, we already know that the Rocks pirates pull up. We already know the Roger pirates pull up. We know Garp, you know, comes to the island. Like this stuff we already all knew previously. We're just seeing it actually occur in real, I guess, real time. Um, but I think the next few chapters is when we're gonna actually see the God Valley incident. You know, the real God Valley incident, and as well as like get revealed as to the reasoning, like why everything happened. You know, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that? You know, do you think we're gonna see the rest of it in the next few chapters?
100%, dude. It'd be some
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
to see
Bro, I'd be
to
pissed.
see like all this just to be like, all right, we're gonna have to wait till like the next flashback.
Yeah.
But I like I like to think like this all has to matter as to why Loki did his thing, right?
Hmm.
So I just like I'm like I don't you can't see me, but I'm like covering my face right now.
Yeah.
I just I do think we're gonna get like the full meat and potatoes of just
Hmm.
like this whole God Valley incident. I don't think we're gonna anything's gonna left out
Yeah, I hope not.
because at the end of the day, this is gonna be important to like what happens. What I
Mhm.
am wondering is how the fuck does Loki know all of this shit,
Okay,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. It's just like, because again, I know we're technically under the Loki backstory that just how somehow became the Rock's backstory, and now like it feels like it kind of got very confused. You know, like I thought we were
Dude,
focusing on Loki backstory, but it just got completely got derailed into just rocks. But again,
maybe
I feel like this has to play into Loki's backstory, right?
so that goes into a good thing. How did Loki find out about everything? So so how okay, so there has to be a thing where Zebek. I think now that we're talking about this out loud, right?
Mm,
I think Zebek at the end of all this shit tells Loki, not Loki, tells Harold everything. Like it
uh-huh.
tells him everything, because Harold was guarding the island, right? Let him go through or whatever.
Yes.
I think he was. I think he might have spoken to Harold
Hmm.
as he was dying. I mean, shit, that's a lot of things to tell him as he's dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is made like to me like nothing's making sense because like I don't know how like Loki just knows everything.
Yeah, it's
Somebody must have
weird.
told him,
Hmm.
but like anybody that's important that would have told him that's alive right now
Yeah.
thinks he's like the criminal too. So it's just like I'm actually like so confused to how Loki knows all this shit. He's just the lore master.
But that's the thing is, so like, although we're learning this stuff, like, if we were to go back into like, I guess, quote unquote, real time One Piece, you know, Loki, Straw Hat, Gabin, Hadrian, they're on the underworld, right? And they're talking about his backstory. Is he also explaining what's going on right now and talking about rocks, or is this just something else, like a flashback? You know what I mean? Like, is this actually him telling everybody, or is this just like a side story? You know, that just kind of came
I
up.
think this is him telling everybody.
Mm. So
Like,
like, but in
you
this
know
case,
what? I think I
like, there's
think,
no way Loki's the narrator, right? Like in the
but
last
like,
like 10 chapters.
I think you know I was like when I was saying that like I do think there's got to be a way for him to know why Zebek went there in the first place. Like
Mm.
is so as far as we know, Zebek the only person Zebek has told why he went to God Valley in the first place is Harold,
Yes.
right? And if what I was saying is correct, like before he died, he must have told Harold everything. But
I
like
mean, we
even
do
then,
know
on your
that he
deathbed,
told
that's a lot
Harold
of
like
shit.
as he was going to God Valley. You know, I'm not. I'm
But
not
why
sure if
would
he'll
he
tell
say
him
that to? Why
afterwards.
would he
Because
tell that to? Why
does he
would he
even
tell that
live
to
this?
Loki? Why does Loki? Why does what does Loki have to gain
Hmm.
for Harold to like tell him everything? But also
Yeah.
maybe Dragon told him everything. Maybe we knew all the events coming up to it, and when in terms of like the God Valley itself, Dragon told. But like, why would Dragon do that shit?
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just talking out loud right now because
Yeah.
I'm just as confused as we all are.
It's weird because like again, I feel like we have so many puzzle pieces, but we just don't know how they all line up with each other. You know, like again, I don't really know how this connects into Loki's backstory at all right now. But you know, if there's one man I trust, it's Oda. You know, to kind of connect the dots and everything. But
um,
but yeah, I guess we'll
I
just
think
have to
so.
wait and see.
So like I looked I just googled what people thought on Reddit,
Hmm.
and someone was saying this too. Is just like maybe it's just it's just the narrator talking about the flashback
That's
because
what I was
all like
thinking. Like
Loki
I
was
think
talking.
this might be a side like story of the narrator explaining the events. That's not Loki explaining to them this. Cause I'm just again, how would he know these details? Like there's no way he would know this stuff.
Yeah, because as far as like what I've gotten from most like One Piece flashbacks is that like
Hmm.
it's cool because it's always from like the person telling its perspective.
Yeah.
So it's just like you know, but that's a whole nother thing. Let's just assume that it's just the narrator talking some bullshit, trying to just
Hmm.
adding some things because it would be like kind of crazy. How the fuck does Loki know everything?
Hmm.
Maybe it's his double fruit. Who
Yo,
fucking knows?
maybe.
But
Mhm.
um,
But yeah,
yeah, man.
let's get into ratings real quick before
Yeah,
we
I guess it's
discuss a little bit
another
more.
10.
Interesting.
This is a
Okay.
short chapter,
Yeah.
man, but this is dark, dude. I just think it's crazy the shit the fucking like celestial dragons are doing. Like we're so normalized to it now, but it's
Yeah.
just like I love seeing dragon running around. I love
Hmm.
seeing him like growing, like you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean. I love seeing how fucked up the Celestial Dragons are. It's like I hate these guys, and like one and Loda always does a good job of just like making us hate these fuckers to death. You
Yeah.
know, I thought it was pretty hype when everybody pulled up, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like super excited for the next chapter.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. I'm surprised you gave it a 10.
What'd you give?
Surprise! I
Yeah, I
actually
mean, dude,
gave this.
All of
A
God Valley given a
six.
10.
Surprisingly, I mean,
Wow.
I know, and I'll explain why. Well, I thought that everything that we read, besides obviously Dragon's portion in the story, and like we were introduced to the Davy clan the last chapter, but like the introduction of the Roger pirates, the Rocks pirates, Scar pulling up. I felt like this is all stuff that we already knew. Like in
Hmm.
terms of like new material, it was more so revolving around Dragon's internal monologue of him, fighting his feelings against the world government. Um, like even the hunting that happens in God Valley, we already saw this within Kuma's backstory. We literally see Kuma and Ivankov here before. Um, so I kind of rated it a little less, especially since I don't know why it felt like a very very short chapter. Maybe because it's kind of like building up to the meat and potatoes of the God Valley incident, but this is all stuff that I felt like we previously already knew. But it is hype. I will say it is hype seeing the spread of the double spread of the Rocks Pirates pulling up. I thought was so sick, especially since he's actually in it this time. Um,
Yeah.
but so that's my reasoning to why I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Um, that's fair.
Let's.
Uh, I mean, like, listen, man. I don't think I'm gonna change what I got.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, no,
we
no,
can just leave
yeah,
it at
I don't think
that.
you should. But I will say this did do a good job at building up the hype of finally seeing everyone come together. It kind of reminded me of that one episode we had. Like I forgot when, but it was like again, it was probably like the God Valley incident, where we get to see them all pull up and it immediately cuts to and then after. This is kind of like the same thing, but I think we're actually going to be able to see what happens, and it's going to reveal a lot more than what we saw previously.
Yeah.
But
Um. Yeah. Shit. There wasn't really much else I was gonna add. Did you want to say anything before we cut it out?
I think in terms of this chapter, not really. I feel like we talked about I feel like it's pretty obvious that we're gonna see, you know, everything unfold on God Valley in the next few chapters. And if not,
Yeah.
I would be pissed. I will be honest.
We're
Like,
just
there's
gonna
no way
get
they
to
tease us
just what
again, right?
we're gonna go back to just what's actually
Campfire.
happened the
Yeah,
day
they're
the
just
day
they're
Harold
just
dies.
yeah. Again, because
So
this the again, I'm just curious as to see how this goes into Harold and Emu's relationship. Like what does this have to do with Harold's betrayal? Because like, I thought that was the whole thing in the Rock's backstory was Harold's betrayal. But like unless what we saw last chapter of him letting Rocks go to God Valley was like the betrayal, I don't really understand. Well, like the betrayal just yet, right?
mhm.
Because I feel like that's the whole point in Loki's backstory was to explain what happened with Harold and why he's not the guy who killed Harold. But as of right
Shit,
now, I'm still yeah, I
I
think
still
Loki might
think
have done it,
this is
yo.
I still think that this is like this just explains why Emu might have controlled Harold, that might have forced him to like do something about it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think that's just what it is. I'm
Hmm.
still like Harold is a very honorable man,
Yeah.
so I don't think he would do anything unless forced, like Emu doing something about it. Um,
Hmm.
doing something to the giant pirates. Maybe I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see too. Why does this all like come together? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah. Again,
Um,
and how it comes together, it's gonna be really interesting. I feel like that's something Oda could only do, is like make all these
yeah,
things connect. But I think in
exactly.
terms of this chapter, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yes.
Uh, dude, next week no chapter.
But
Sadly. Um,
anime,
yeah, shit. We'll talk about the anime.
yeah. I feel like we should
We can
actually
talk
do
about
a
the
little
anime.
recap of like the last few episodes too, going
You
into
know
the
what?
next
Okay,
episode.
let's fuck it. Let's talk about it while we're recording this. I think we can do is for every time there's a break, we could just do like you said, we'll do a recap of everything that happened in the anime since we missed it.
Hmm.
I think it'll give us enough stuff to talk about, and just like things we can talk about things that might have clarified.
Hmm. No,
I heard
I agree.
I heard this week's episode is actually pretty good.
Yes,
So,
I also heard that too. So
did you
maybe
watch it?
no, not yet. I
Oh
haven't had the
man.
time. Had a very busy week. But I
Okay.
guess that's something to expect for next week is we will probably be going over the last few episodes and then watching I think the next episode is gonna be really hype.
Okay.
Mm.
Um. Yeah, man. I guess so. Like, we could wrap things off here. Is if you guys enjoyed, just please give us a like and a follow.
Yep.
Subscribe. Subscribe always helps.
Mm.
Commenting. Just tell us what you guys think about this chapter. You know what? If you guys made it this far, I just want just comment like maybe what do you guys think what's gonna happen
Mm.
in God Valley? Like it's like there's so much things that could have happened, and the biggest thing I want to know is like how is Roger turn against Rocks? Because why would him and Garp team up? That's just my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Um, next week, we'll put out another episode. I guess we're just gonna be talking about the anime.
Mm. Most
No, there's gonna
likely.
be a break next this upcoming week. So, yeah, that's about it, man. I'll see you guys out. Peace.
Peace.